Hey guys, so hope I find everybody well. I'm in great form. I'm down in a place called Cullera. I'm just going to show you out turn my thing on. That's what I'm looking at. I'm parked up here beside the beach, and it's where I parked up yesterday, and I decided I'd stay here again tonight. So I've had an interesting couple of days. I left the campsite. I fed the birds that have sort of moved in with me down at the campsite, and I left the campsite on Sunday morning, and I drove to a place called Favara, and it's sort of a funny little town, actually, cute, but sort of a funny little town. Good solid working class town, I think. But there was a lovely walk from there, and the walk, as I saw it, was a 16-kilometre walk, I think, or thereabouts, and about an 800 or 850 metres of ascent. And it was noted as a hard walk. So I thought, yeah, get back into it, back in the mountains, get a hard walk. Boy, what a learning. So I started off the walk, and the walk was sort of a figure eight. It was a big long trail, and then a sort of a figure eight. And the ascent was brutal. It was wonderful. It was beautiful. Walking through woodland, walking up rocky, very, very, very steep, like really steep, really rocky paths or trails. Wild rosemary all around me. Everywhere, I just rubbed my hands to it. In fact, a big breeze came, gust of wind came at one stage, and I was enveloped in this beautiful smell of rosemary. It was actually quite spectacular, but it was brutally hard. And it was clear to me, I think, by the time I got to the top of the first half of the walk, that there's no way in God's earth I was going to be able to do the second half. So I didn't do the second loop. I only did the first loop and came back down. And I did, I think, about 9 or 10k. I think maybe did about 400 metres or something of ascent. You'll see it here. It was a beautiful, beautiful walk, but it was really, really hard. And perhaps not the smartest walk to do on my first mountain trail. In fact, to put in perspective, this is the first mountain trail I've done in 2 months. The last ones were in November, when I finished up in south of Spain, back down here. And so December and January I was just doing the flat walk along by the river, my 10k. So I think I'd lost my mountain legs a little bit, or maybe I pushed too hard in the beginning. I forgot how you have to pace yourself. But anyway, I survived it, and I thought, I need to get down to the sea. So I drove over to here. It's only a short drive over, maybe half an hour. Drove over here, and I parked up in this little parking lot right down at the beach. Now, you're not allowed to park within 50 metres of the beach in a camper van. That's the local ordinance. But in winter or off season, the Garda Civil and the local police ignore it. I mean, I've seen them driving past me a few times, and they just ignore you. I see lots of camper vans in the various little parking lots down beside the beach, and nobody's bothering them. It's a really nice resort, nice upmarket resort, really nice feel to it, but everything is closed. And I mean, there's a couple of cafes I noticed on my walk this morning that were open, but everything was closed. I came down here yesterday, and I skipped the shower. I thought I wouldn't have one. I was too tired, to be honest with you. I came down, I made some food. I just made myself a sandwich. I couldn't even be bothered cooking, and I made myself a sandwich, and I just drank some wine, and I read my book and crashed. I had a few texts from friends. I had a big long conversation with a friend of mine, 2 hours on the phone, which was really, really nice. And it's nice to keep that contact. And she made the point to me that you can get isolated if you're not careful. You can just live in your own little world, and which isn't great. You may notice, by the way, that the shower door is open here, and there's a reason for that, and I'll tell you in a minute. So so I stayed here last night. I slept like a baby. I read until about 11 o'clock. I sort of pushed myself not to be going to sleep at 8:30 or 9 o'clock. the way camper vanners sort of tend to do. So I pushed them, I read to 11, and I'm reading this incredible series of books that my niece Emma recommended to me, and it's about 1,000 pages. I think each book or something. I think it's about 6 books I've bought all in the series. So it'll keep me going for ages. But it's wonderful stuff. I love it. It's real fantasy stuff. Incredible books. Anyway, so I read till about 11. I went to bed. I woke up at 9 o'clock this morning. Now that's a big sleep. I didn't get an idea how tired I was. So I got up, I had a cup of tea, and I chilled for a while. I sort of sat here looking at my navel until about 10 o'clock. I said, no, Porry, let's go and do one. So I had seen one here locally. And it was a 17k walk, something like that. I thought, yeah, I'll do that. It doesn't look like there's too much climbing in it. So this morning I head off, and it started off by walking along the promenade. And it was lovely, walking along the promenade, along by the coast, lots of nice sculpture, and very, very, very beautiful. You're up high, actually. You get up high on sort of a cliff face, looking down over the ocean. Really, really beautiful. And then it loops around, and you go off-road and you get back onto trail, and some of the trail was fine, some of it was gravel or small stones. It was fine. Some of it was really rough. Again, lots of crocuses out, lots of rosemary, and it was very, very beautiful, but it was really steep. And you can see here the route I took, and the climb I had. I think I climbed somewhere between 450 and 500 meters. And it was like this. So some of it was pretty steep climbing, and a bit of loose stone on the way up. But apart from that, it was lovely. And once you got up there, panoramic views over the plateau behind this area. There's a big mountain range behind the one I went over, and then there's a plateau behind that. So shots of the plateau over there and out over the ocean. So quite spectacular. And lots of people, not up high, not up on the mountain where I was, but once I started coming down, back on the other side, down to town, there were stations of the cross, there was an old castle and churches and things. And I met lots of people there hiking. And so I came down and found that I was at the other end of the town, but really the other end of the town. And you sort of look on the map and say, oh yeah, I'll walk back up the prom. But it was a few more kilometres back up. So I think I did about 15 kilometres today, and but really, really enjoyed it. And then I came home. I said, now, Porrick, this is the moment of truth. So when I went out for the walk, I noticed that the sun had come out, and I noticed that my battery power was down to 180 ampere hours. So I'd used up 20 ampere hours. And I said, okay, that's not much on my 200. I said, she'll charge up with the solar. I thought I'll turn on the boiler and I'll heat up water so I can have a shower when I came back. So I was gone for 3 hours on the walk. And when I came back, the water was all heated up. And the battery, with the 3 hours of sunshine, the battery was at 100%, i.e. 200 ampere hours. And I had a thing of hot water. So I had a shower. I had a shower and a shave. Now, I nicked myself in the shower. It's hard to sort of shave in the shower. Maybe I should have done that out in the sink, but anyway, but I had a shower. It was wonderful, and everything worked perfectly. I was so pleased. And yeah, lovely shower, and made myself some food. I fried up a steak and made myself a steak sandwich with some tomato and onion and things, and some of Niall and Claire's their apple, what was it called? It was it's in a small little round jar. It was sort of like a spiced apple sort of spread. It was really, really nice on the steak. I'm not sure what I was supposed to want, probably cheese, but I put on the steak. Boy, it was good. So I ate that, had my cup of tea, and I had some blueberries and Greek yogurt for dessert. And then I went up and did the shopping. Went up to the other side of town to go right around the mountain to get the shops. It's really strange. The whole layout of the town is really strange. The strip along the coast with the mountain behind, and the side of town is stuck at the back of the mountain, sort of. So it's a sort of a weird setup. But I went up to the Carrefour. I like the Carrefour best of all. Carrefour or Mercadona, either one of those. And I went up to Carrefour, and the car park's full of campers. I don't know why the people are parked up. They're just parked up there and sitting out, reading and doing whatever. When they can come right down here, maybe they don't realise they can come right down here and just pull up in these spots. They're all maybe afraid that the police will move them along. But anyway, I did my shopping, came back down, and I'm making this video. And that's sort of it. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I brought my weights with me, so I think tomorrow there's lots of room here. I might actually do a workout tomorrow as opposed to a walk. Do a workout and then plan where I'm going to go next, and go for a little spin, take the car or the van for a drive, and move to a new location. But I came back here this evening, even though I really should have moved to a new location, because it was so lovely last night and I slept so well, and such a beautiful vista and all the rest of it. I said, bugger, I'll come down for another one. It was lovely and warm today, quite breezy though in the afternoon. The breeze is cold. I said this in the last video. I don't know where the breeze is coming from, but when it comes, it's chilly, and you end up putting on. I ended up putting on a fleece, so I didn't wear anything this morning. I just wore a top like this and a pair of shorts. That's all I walked in, and my old Hokas, the Gore-Tex ones. I'm trying to save my new ones I got for Christmas, for the tough trails, the ones with plenty of grip, but. Yeah, so I'm not sure exactly. Maybe I'll do a workout in the morning, hang around here. It's supposed to get up to, it was 21 degrees today, it's supposed to get up to 24 tomorrow. And if it does, I might go and have a swim. I mean, it's just spectacular out there, so it is. It keeps inviting me, and I haven't gone in yet. I'm sure it's too cold, or it'll be too cold when I come out. But maybe tomorrow I'll give it a go. So that's my update. All is good. Really, really, again, I can't overstate the difference Bel has made over Bolero. The bigger van, the shower, the toilet, all the bits and pieces, it's just transformative in terms of the experience. And having a reliable van with all the power and all the rest of it, like really, really pleased with this purchase. And it was a chunky piece of cash, I suppose. But as I've said to my brother Hugh, he sort of gets what you pays for. And this was good. This was great value. This van was really good value for money, I think. So very, very pleased, and looking forward now to continuing my trip. So the next video, I'll probably have moved from here and gone to the mountains somewhere. The temperatures will rise, so it'll be okay to go back up the mountains and be able to hike in a bit of heat. It won't be too cold up there. So that's it, the update, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.